Hello, and welcome to this ApexSQL Monitor General Overview video. ApexSQL Monitor is an agentless, web-based SQL Server and system performance monitoring tool designed for monitoring operating system, SQL Server, and database performance metrics in real time, including tracking of weight statistics at the cumulative and individual query level. ApexSQL Monitor allows a fast way to identify and help resolve SQL Server performance issues by finding the performance bottlenecks in just a few clicks, improving database and application performance. The following are the key features of ApexSQL Monitor. Historical trends and resource correlations for SQL Server tuning. This feature allows DBAs to analyze historical database performance, to compare the performance in different time periods, and to establish correlation between that data and database performance trends over the time. Drill down ability with time slicing for detailed performance analytics. This offers the ability to drill down through collected performance data and narrowing down to the specific time period of interest to identify and analyze the top performance issues. Alerting and baselines. This provides comprehensive alerting abilities, which allows users to fine-tune alerting thresholds or to use historical data for baselining, for more precision alerting, and as a reference for subsequent comparative analysis of measurements. Reporting ability. ApexSQL Monitor generates reports with information about the monitored system and on the collected metrics data with the highest impact on the monitored SQL servers. Performance metrics information and tuning advice. This information about system SQL Server metrics and weight stats type specifics include expert advice on how to handle the underlying issues. Agentless application architecture with less than 1% overhead. ApexSQL Monitor doesn't require anything to be installed on the monitored server or the computer that hosts the monitored SQL Server. The carefully optimized application engine ensures that load imposed on the monitor server stays within 1%. The main ApexSQL Monitor navigation component is the Instance Explorer. Here, the user can easily navigate between the monitored instances or groups. The Instance Explorer allows customization, including what instances will be visible. To configure the Instance Explorer, click on the button with 3 dots. This will open the configuration page, and from here, the user can select what instances will be displayed in regards to alert severity. In addition, the instances listed in the Explorer can be sorted alphabetically or by alert severity, with the latter being the default setting. Instance Explorer grouping can also be configured by creating new groups, deleting the existing ones, and organizing monitored instances into groups by simple drag and drop. By selecting the Home button, the main dashboard will be displayed. Here, the user can review basic monitoring information about all currently monitored instances, including alerts triggered for a specific category. The main dashboard also allows disabling or removing a monitored instance from the drop-down menu in the Action column, as well as managing credentials used for monitoring specific instances. By selecting the specific instance in the Instance Explorer or main dashboard, we'll open the instance dashboard that displays essential information about the selected SQL Server instance, such as host operating system and hardware, but also the number of alerts per severity category for each of 6 performance groups. The 2 pie charts show the percentage of time the server was available during the current day, as well as the percent of time the system that hosts the monitored SQL Server is available. Activity Monitor section provides information about waiting tasks, database I/O, and batch requests per second in real-time graphs. For detailed Activity Monitor data, open the dedicated Activity Monitoring page by clicking on the Details link in the Activity Monitor section. The Activity Monitor page is organized in the 3 main performance sections: Processes, Active Expensive Queries, and Resource Weights. The Processes section displays a list of all active processes that are connected and executing on the monitored SQL Server instance. Active Expensive Queries display queries that perform poorly in the monitored instance. Resource Weights section provides essential information regarding the wait times in SQL Server about the key SQL Server performance-related resources, like CPU, I/O, memory, network, etc. The Instance Dashboard allows for easy drill down to specific alerts or to each performance monitoring category by clicking on the appropriate link. The System Performance page displays the important Windows metrics for the machine that hosts the selected SQL Server. Each chart can be enlarged by clicking on it. The default view period is 30 minutes, where measured data is displayed. Users can customize the view to a specific time period by moving the slider below the chart, which allows for a detailed view with easily distinguishable data values in the specific time frame. Viewing historical data is accomplished by selecting the From or To date time from the date time picker, and the selected interval will accommodate in the chart. Clicking on the measurement mark in the chart will drill down to the Query Weights page, where queries that occurred in the same time period will be displayed. Selecting the SQL Server and Database Details links in the Instance dashboard opens the SQL Server Metrics page. Charts with the most important SQL Server performance metrics are displayed here, which allows for quick insights into performance of the monitored SQL Server. The Database Performance Metrics page highlights database-specific metrics. A database that should be reviewed can be selected from the drop-down menu. The Query Performance feature is designed specifically to display the slowest running queries. Any performance degradation of problematic queries can be evaluated not only by the execution time, but also by the average CPU usage, average I/O activity. Information and details about the slowest running queries are retrieved directly from the SQL Server Dynamic Management Views. ApexSQL Monitor allows for evaluating queries that are running slow with a single mouse click. The 20 slowest queries will be displayed by default, but the number of displayed queries can be set according to user preferences. It is important to know that ApexSQL Monitor will not only retrieve just the specified number of slowest queries and then sort them per their values for each chart category, but will also retrieve the 20 slowest running queries in SQL Server per each of the 3 categories separately. For each query that has an execution plan, clicking on the link, the graphical presentation of the actual execution plan for the selected query will be displayed. The Query Weights page is arguably the most important part of the application, since many SQL Server problems are caused by queries. Queries with the highest wait times accumulated during the chosen period will be displayed in the chart in descending order from left to right. The table below can display queries grouped by ID, or with each query execution shown individually in the selected time period. By expanding a specific query in the grid, using the Expand button next to the query name, additional details will be displayed, including wait types, wait times, query-related performance data, and more. This includes the option to display query text and to exclude that query from further monitoring. For even more detailed information about the query, click on the query name, which will open the Query Details page, which also includes charts with a historical view of statistics for that query. Selecting the Blocked Queries Radio button will display all the blocked queries in a specified period. On expanding the details of the blocked query, important information needed for troubleshooting blocking can be found, including information about the precise time when the query is executed, the SPID of the query that caused the blocking, and the resource that was involved. Clicking on the query that caused the blocking will drill down to the details section about that specific query. Index monitoring is not enabled by default, so if needed, it must be enabled first in the Configurations page. The Index page displays a table with a list of indexes that meets the criteria specified in the Index Configuration page and Basic Info. For more details about each individual index, clicking on its name will open the Details page for that index, where average fragmentation, space usage, and activity charts with appropriate metrics are displayed. Switching to details of another index is easy via the drop-down menu. The Alert link in the main menu will open the Alerts page, where the user can review alerts that have been raised on a specific set or all SQL Server instances, depending on what is selected in the Instance Explorer. Displayed alerts are grouped by date and by default alerts for the last 24 hours. For each severity level, the number of raised alerts is shown next to the filter checkboxes. Select or unselect the Alert Severity Filter checkboxes to filter out unwanted severity from the displayed list of alerts. When a particular metric is selected in the alerts list, an individual alert page will be opened with a chart of the affected metric, along with the alert icon on the curve, placed at the exact moment when the alert was triggered. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit ApexSQL.com.